I know there's been a lot of speculation, discussions regarding AB's participation or non-participation in the game. I want to outline, kind of re-outline that, what transpired up until the time we talked on Friday, and then what transpired after that. I'll start last week. I met with you guys Friday after practice. I outlined what had transpired to AB to that point. All of those things are very accurate. I'll re-outline it for you. He came in on Wednesday and expressed soreness in his lower body, feet, ankles, knees specifically, a knee. It was no big deal from that perspective. It happens some with veteran players. I give them a day off. I work younger guys. It's not only about their protection and preservation, but it's also about the growth and development of younger guys. I've done it at the quarterback position routinely this year, just about every week. Very rarely does Ben work on a Wednesday. I do it at the center position with Marquise Pouncey. I do it at the guard position on Thursday with Ramon Foster, to name a few. I've done it at the wideout position in the past. When AB was young, Wednesday was a big day for him because it wasn't a big day for a guy like Hines Ward. So that was not a big deal for us. We came in on Thursday. He expressed that he was continuing to feel that discomfort. Again, given the fact that this was the Cincinnati Bengals, a second time a divisional opponent. In terms of the familiarity, again, it wasn't anything to ring the alarm bells about. We work younger people. I listed him on the injury report that day with the knee that he described. On Friday's kind of the witching hour. Situational football and things of that nature in terms of readiness for the game. When he came in and expressed discomfort in his knee on Friday and the fact that he wouldn't be able to participate on Friday, that's when we sent him to get an MRI. And at that time, I instructed him after he gets the MRI to go home, to get off his feet, to lay low, and that I would communicate with him Friday evening, and we'll plot out our course of action from there. Again, under normal circumstances, a guy doesn't participate in Friday's practice. That essentially potentially removes them from participation in the game unless they're a veteran guy who we got a great deal of comfort in terms of execution and detail, like AB, and we got an opponent that we're familiar with second time around, like a divisional opponent, Cincinnati. So wanted to leave the light on in terms of his participation. That was the nature of our conversation. That's what I outlined to you guys after practice. That's why we listed him as questionable for the game. Then after Friday's business was done, it became difficult to communicate and catch up with him. I wasn't able to communicate with him on Friday evening or Saturday morning. So when we had our Saturday morning mock game or walkthrough and he was unavailable and we hadn't communicated with him, then it became something altogether different. We decided to focus our energies on the guys that were working and prepared to work and present. And so those are the guys that we prepared to play in the football game. Woke up Sunday morning, got a call from his agent, Drew Rosenhaus. Drew expressed that he was feeling better and that he would potentially be able to participate. I outlined to Drew that decisions weren't made like that, but I would be interested in visiting with him in person at the stadium prior to the game, but playing wasn't on the menu. So Drew relayed that to him. I met with AB prior to the game. He asked what he could do. I said the best thing he could do in terms of helping us win the game is to be there and support his teammates. He agreed to do that. We had a general conversation about his overall health. I sent him to the training staff to visit with those guys who obviously were at the stadium readying people for play. And that was the last conversation that he and I had. I subsequently saw him in the bowl, in stadium, doing pregame warm-ups and things of that nature. But as the game began to unfold, obviously, I get occupied with the things that are at hand. I hear that he left the stadium. I don't confirm that because, again, I was centered around the guys that were performing in stadium and things of that nature. So that's an outline of what's transpired from my perspective